Hi Bangaloreans, good morning. This is HS Balram. In the hot seat with me today is Dr. Samuel Paul, founder of Public Affairs Center, a not-for-profit organization devoted to the cause of good governance and improved public service delivery. Dr. Paul is credited with initiating a unique experiment to produce an annual citizen report card on public services in Bangalore and elsewhere. Do civic agencies act on these report cards? Does PAC have a mechanism to force the civic bodies to act on its findings? What goes into the preparation of the report cards? Let us find out from the man himself. By the way, Dr. Paul is an eminent economist, teacher and management professional. Welcome, Dr. Paul. Dr. Paul, what made you start PAC?
Well, that's a long story. It was not a planned initiative. It's when I came to settle down in Bangalore and came across a lot of citizens, many of them friends, who felt completely helpless about the poor state of urban services, many things that we depend daily on the government to get. That struck me, why not have an initiative which will systematically bring together the problems faced by these people and use that as a way to exert pressure on the city government, the state government to change and improve. So one could argue that my motivation was really to help improve the public services on which ordinary citizens depend in the city. And it was also motivated by the fact that governments were rather indifferent to all of these things. If you are an influential person, probably you could call up someone and set things right. But if you are an average citizen or a poor person, you have no access to those authorities or the influential persons and so forth. So that was the background in which the idea of the citizen report card and PSC.
I'm coming to that.
PSC came after the citizen report card was first.
Correct.
So
let me ask you about the citizen card. The citizen's report card is a unique concept. It has come to be known as PAC's unique flagship project. Now, how exactly does the PAC team go about preparing the report card? Do you take civic agencies too into confidence while preparing the card?
In the very first effort which I mounted in 1993, we did not take into confidence the civic agencies. In fact, I was making a statement as a citizen that citizen is the ultimate stakeholder in a country or a society. I don't need the permission of anyone to give my feedback to you. Actually, we should as citizens be giving feedback and almost encouraging or forcing them to listen. So as a matter of principle, I decided it will be a pure citizens initiative, and when the findings come, they will find out what happened. But subsequently, in subsequent efforts, we have followed now a practice of consulting them to find out what kinds of issues would they like to have feedback on. We thought we should take their side also into the story. But at the beginning, I didn't do that, and for a deliberate reason.
Dr. Paul, do you mean to say that before preparing the report card, you sit with the civic agency officials and discuss what your problems are, and shall we give you suggestions? This is what how you go about?
Now, at the beginning, I didn't do it.
Fine. Now,
at the beginning, I'll tell you what we did. We had what are called focus group discussions with citizens. So 10 of you, like in a room like this, could come together from various walks of life, women, men, maybe poor, rich, and we just listen to them. What do you find difficult in the city? What kinds of services? So we are trying to get their intelligence, their feedback to see how the survey should be organized. We do that in 3 or 4 different parts of the city. So we get a more representative idea. Then, rather than be guided by only a few people saying this, we go on a massive survey. Let's say a sample of 3,000 households scattered over the city from different places, older areas, new areas, slums versus middle-class neighborhoods, so that it becomes representative of the city. Now what we are doing is, in addition to sitting with citizen groups to understand their problems, we also ask the water board, BBMP, or any other agency and say, look, we are going to do this. We will be getting the citizen feedback on your services. Are there issues that bother you? Would you, for example, like to ask citizens, you have tried this new reform, and we would like to know how have you found it? So that's a way of helping them also, because we may not have thought about it, they can suggest it. So in that sense, the methodology of doing the citizen report card has become more refined, more balanced, I would say.
Dr. Paul, you listen to citizens, you also listen to civic authorities.
Correct.
When you listen to them, you know the ills, what the problems are, everything. Do you give them suggestions to improve those things?
We do. Again, at the beginning, we thought we will not do much by way of suggestions, because ordinary people cannot really come up with what reforms a government should do. So the feedback is primarily diagnostic, I would say. That means it can help you to diagnose or understand the problems. But who are the best people to diagnose and find the solutions? I took the view, you yourself as civic agencies, you are running the BMP or BBMP, you should know what your job is. If people are pointing to corruption as a major problem, then you should pick up that idea and really investigate. They say it is more in death and certificate, it is in property tax, it is in this garbage collection, whatever it is. People are pointing the areas of distress. Your job is, having got this insight, which you may not have had earlier or you didn't take it seriously. Now take it seriously and work with your own people and find the answers. We did exactly that with the Delhi Chief Minister, Sheila Dikshit, asked me, invited me to Delhi, and she was interested, so we said, okay, we will partner. And the methodology adopted was, after getting the PSC's findings, in the meeting with all the principal secretaries, Chief Minister chaired it, findings were being put on the screen, Chief Minister asked them, how would you resolve this problem? Putting it back to the officials.